What's going on YouTube? Clint here from the Film Arsenal once again, coming at you with another awesome tutorial. This one's on how to edit using the freeware software DaVinci Resolve 12.5. This works on both Mac and PC, so you might want to check this one out. I actually love this software. I've been using this for years, so I'm going to show you guys how to do editing real quick with this. So let's get started. So if you want to follow along in this tutorial, I've prepared some footage for you guys. But if you guys have your own footage, feel free to use that as well. But if you just come here to my website, I have the link in the description below. Just click on the link, and here if you right click, here's the software, DaVinci Resolve. You're just going to want to download that, and you see you can download it for Windows or Mac. This is free, 100% free. You don't have to sign up. Actually, you just got to register your email. That's it. But you just sign up, and as soon as you fill the stuff out, you could download it right away. So that's pretty awesome. You don't have to install any keys or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. The one on the right, this is a paid version. This one's like $1,000. So just go ahead and grab the free one. So if you guys don't have any footage, you can use the link below and get a free song. I have a couple extra different clips here. Guy playing on the piano, guy on a laptop. This is just to simulate if you're going to be recording your webcam, kind of like I'm doing this in this tutorial. Okay. And here's the background footage we're going to be using. So to download these, you just go free download, and you want to download the highest version possible, 1080. Okay, so either you're going to download the footage or you have your own footage. This is not a tutorial showing you guys how to film your footage, and this is also not a tutorial how to use Camtasia or other webcam or screen capture software. If you want a tutorial on that, go ahead and leave me a comment. If you want to see software how to create footage, either filming it or screen capturing and recording your webcam, go ahead and leave me a comment. But if you already have your footage and you're ready to just edit, let's go. So after you have Resolve installed, you're just going to want to open it up. And it takes a little minute. Alright, so you're just going to want to log in, create a new user and log in. So by default, it gives you an untitled project. Let's go ahead and create a new project. And we're just going to call this Resolve Tutorial. Alrighty, and you could right click on it, click on project settings. Let me pull up this footage, for example. Pretty much you want to match your frame rate to whatever your main footage is going to be. So if you just recorded your screen right now, and for example, so you want to match this up to whatever your main footage is. So make sure you guys download and install VLC Media Player as well, whether you're on a Mac or PC, because we want to check out what your frame rate is. We got to match that to the settings here in Resolve. It's very important for editing that the footage matches up to your timeline settings here. So what you want to do is just VLC, double click it, so you play it. Just hit spacebar to pause it, and you can hit Control-I on the keyboard and go to codec, and it tells you the frame rate. It's 24 frames a second. Okay, so this is our footage, 24 frames a second. Let's play this one back. Again, Control-I on the keyboard. This is 23.98. And let's just check this one. This is 25 frames a second. They must be in Europe or somewhere where they play PAL. Okay, so if you have your footage here, let's assume this is your webcam footage. Okay, and let's assume this is your screen capture footage. More than likely, it's going to be about 30 frames per second. So if you're using Camtasia or another screen recording software, you're going to want to change that to 30. But in this case, we already verified our footage is 24, so that's what we're going to leave it at. And let's begin. Okay, guys, that's all we want to make sure. All right, so now that we have our frame rate matched up to our footage and our resolution matched up to our footage, we want to go ahead and just hit save here. And now we just want to double click to enter it. And now we're in our project. So now we just want to navigate over to our media. So as soon as it opens up, you'll notice there's 3 main tabs here. This is media. This is where we're gonna navigate our files. Here we're gonna do the editing. Here we can do any slight color correction. Okay, and here we're just gonna output it. So right now we want to hang out in the media tab. Let's go over to the edit drive where I have my file saved. So as you notice, I have my files in here, but one problem, I don't see my audio. And why is that? Well, this audio is an MP3. So let's go ahead and convert that using VLC right now. So we'll open that up in VLC. The reason we got to convert this is because, so we got to convert this using VLC because Resolve doesn't like MP3s. It likes waves, so let's go ahead and convert that to that. So once we open our MP3 in VLC, we want to go to Media, Convert, and let's just navigate to our file. We're just going to add it here. Okay, and click on this little arrow and click on Convert. And here, the default is video and audio. We just want the audio. So we're going to use this audio CD setting, and by default it's already a wave, so that's good. Let's just go ahead and save that. Change our destination file, so we give it the path but also the file name. So audio tutorial.wav, and we just hit start, and as we see, it's already done. That was really quick. Awesome. Let's just double check. Yep, there it is. Cool. So let's just go back to Resolve, and as we see, it refreshes automatically, and there it is. Awesome. So now that we navigated to our footage, let's just go ahead and create a new bin. We'll call that footage. And let's go ahead and drag all of our footage into here. And for now, we don't want to change that. And let's go over to start editing. So here we have our timeline. So now let's go ahead and drag this down into the timeline. This is going to create a timeline for us. And there we go. We have our main background footage. Like I said, if you guys recorded your screen and your webcam, let's just assume this is your screen capture, okay? And let's just go ahead and assume this guy playing the piano is your webcam. Or it could be anything else that you want. So to go ahead and add that, if you notice, if you just drag it, nothing will happen. So you got to right click here, add track. Now you can drag it down. Okay. So assuming this is the footage you want to put in the corner, just like in my video here, you just want to click on it and click on this thing, transform, click and drag that, and you can scale it, okay? And as you see, I'm just going to put this in the top right corner. Awesome. So right now I'm just clicking and dragging in the timeline, and it's pretty straightforward. So to hit play and stop the timeline, you can just hit spacebar. That's a shortcut. So right now we're just hearing the audio from the piano. So what we really want to do is bring in our new audio that we downloaded, and we're going to lay that over the whole thing. So if you ever get lost near the end of the timeline, okay, just a shortcut, you could hit home. And if you also use the up and down arrows, that could send you to the next clip. So for now, we're going to turn off our piano audio, hit home on the keyboard. And I want to speed up the clip here just to make it more visually interesting, the guy on the piano. So if you right click on it, change clip speed, and we want to change that to maybe, if you double click it, you can change it to about 400%. So he's going to be playing pretty fast, so that's cool. And obviously this is just a tutorial. The timing, you can do whatever you guys want with timing. So let's go ahead and chop up this clip under. I'm going to mute this for now just for the sake of this tutorial. If you guys want to zoom in and out, you could hold Control and the minus sign. Hold Control and the plus sign. That'll zoom in. And say you don't want this part, for example. You use the shortcuts J to go backwards, L to go forward, K to stop, and spacebar to play. So spacebar will play and stop. J is backwards, L is forward. And I'm just kind of using my fingers here on the keyboard, kind of just quick shortcuts. So if you hit I on the keyboard, it'll mark in. And if you hit O on the keyboard, it'll mark out. And if you want to delete that, you could just hit backspace. Okay, and then you could click and drag this. Faster way to do that is you hold shift and hit backspace. And that'll move it there automatically for you. So let's just do a couple of more of those edits just for the sake of the tutorial. So hold shift, hit backspace. And as you see, this is already coming together. So again, when you're editing your video, if this was you just talking over your screen capture and you have a lot of, maybe you're stuttering or you wanted to redo a section, say this is all bad and you wanted to trim that out, okay? You just hit backspace or hold shift and backspace, okay? Because you want to try to trim out all the noise in the middle or any of your mess ups. So as you see, our audio got trimmed as well. And that's why we usually add our audio at the very end. So I did it in the very beginning just to show you guys. But in reality, you just want to add audio in the very end of your projects. So again, I'm just hitting A on the keyboard to cycle through these different options. So the select tool is here. I'm just hitting A. If you hit B, that's the blade tool. You see that? The razor blade tool. And that's pretty much what I use most of the time. So again, let me just go over these shortcuts with you. So it's B, and you can trim as much as you want. Okay, Control Z to undo, of course. Or you could just hit I, O, backspace. Let's Control Z, undo that. Or you could just hold Shift and backspace. And I hope these pointers are going to come in handy for you guys. So let's hit A on the keyboard to turn that tool back on. And with these different options, we could just click and drag it, as you see. Okay. That kind of goes. That's kind of cool. All right, guys. So this is pretty much the end of the editing section of this tutorial. So again, it's really straightforward. And if you want to add transitions, okay, you just click on the very beginning, right click, and let's go ahead and add a 48 frame cross dissolve. And we did it to that. Let's go ahead and do that to all of our clips. So as you see, that added a nice fade in. You click on the So let's go ahead and trim the very end of this video now. So we're just hitting B on the keyboard, hitting A, and hitting backspace. You could do multiple at once, so let's just hold Control and click, still holding Control and click, right click, add 48 frame cross dissolve. Let's see what that does there. And we could do the same for the audio. Right click, crossfade. That's going to fade out our audio. Okay guys, so let's hold Control and minus sign out. to zoom out. Let's just go ahead and delete what we didn't like. So here's our quick edit. And let's move over to the color tab. And if you just click on these, this will show you the various different sections or all of your cuts in the show. So going back to the edit, you see this is the first part and this is the second. If we add another cut point here, you'll see we'll have 3 of these now. There it is. That's the third. Does that make sense? So here's the first part of our piano. Let's go ahead and change the color of that. So let's just go ahead and change the gamma. Click and drag that a little more red. You see that? And let's click on the second piano. Change that to blue. Let's go ahead and click on the first video here and change the gamma maybe to green. And maybe the second clip to like a purplish. And the last clip we could change to a yellow. Maybe even yellow orangish. Just for the sake of the tutorial. It looks like crap, I know. But I'm just showing you guys kind of how to do it. Yeah, it looks like crap, I know, but I'm just teaching you guys how to do this. Let's just go ahead and undo all that. Control Z. And let's just leave some of them color corrected. Maybe just a little bit. And one thing I want to also add is titles. So let's go ahead and add a new track. Alright guys, so let's go back and add a title to our video. So let's just scroll down and you just want to look for text. So you just want to click and drag that over your video. And maybe this is just a call to action to ask people to subscribe to your video. So let's just go ahead and look at that. And that does not look good. So let's just go ahead and find a font that kind of looks a little better. So let's just go ahead and find an interesting looking font. And here you have the options to manipulate it. So let's just make it a little bigger. Maybe you want to ask them to subscribe. So we'll scale that down some. And here we can change the color. I think white is okay though. So that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and add a stroke to it though. Make it stand out a little bit. And we could even change the stroke color. Maybe something like red. That's cool. And if you just click and drag it, you can resize it. You can use the middle mouse button. And let's just scale that up a little bit more. And reposition it. And that looks pretty good. So cool. There it is. Alright guys, let's pretend this is a wrap and you're happy with this video. Let's just pretend you're happy with this video guys and you're ready to send it to YouTube. So we've edited it, we've added our titles, we did a little color correction. I exaggerated it just so you guys can see how it's done. And let's go ahead and output it. So Resolve is pretty awesome now that they have this option here already set for you. So if your footage is 1080, go ahead and output as 1080. And you want to output a single clip, that's fine. And let's just go ahead and browse to where you want to export this to. Alright, so I went ahead and browse for my file location where I want to export that to. So when you select this YouTube 1080p setting, Resolve already selects H.264 for you, which is great. So again, you just want to verify your resolution and frame rate is the same as your timeline. And this is 10,000 kilobytes per second. That's pretty good. If you go anything below that, it's going to start getting pixelated. Anything higher might just be overkill. So again, all these settings are looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and add that to render queue. And here we have it. And let's just go ahead and start the render. And Resolve renders really fast, which is nice. So if you're on a Mac or a PC, I'm sure you'll notice it goes by pretty quick. Alright, so Resolve finished exporting, and here's our video. Let's play it back in VLC. Alright guys, that was really awesome. So, like I said, for the sake of the tutorial, if you guys don't have any footage yet, you guys can just download using the free links. Everything's 100% free. But if you do have your own footage, for example, this guy playing the piano, that could be your face talking in the webcam. Kind of like how I am right now in the corner of the screen. And again, this background here, this could be your screen. Maybe you're doing a tutorial. Maybe you're showing a screencast of something. And maybe you're talking along with your video. So again, you guys could edit it together now. I've shown you guys how to add the music, add some simple titles, and export it to YouTube. I've shown you guys a couple of shortcuts to help you out along the way. So you guys are good. You're ready to start making videos using the free software Resolve on Mac or PC. I hope you guys liked this tutorial and you learned a lot. Feel free to share your link in the comment section with any videos you edit. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more filmmaking tutorials. Oh yeah. Peace. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe for more tutorials.